Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rechakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Salutations to all that I can push his word with true sincerity and with charity. As always, on the brother Yediah from the Great Millstone branch here in Chicago, and I'm back to another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying. And it's going to be entitled Physical Currency Obsolete in the Next 5 Years. In this video, it's inspired by this video that was on Twitter or X. And this guy, he was going into things that's going to be obsolete or done away with within the next 5 years, you know. And we're going to play the video. As you see the caption, it says, "Are you ready for these top 5 things that are going to cease to exist within the next 5 years?" And this was the number 5, the first thing that he mentioned. Let me play the video.
Here are the top 5 things that will cease to exist within the next 5 years. Now, some of these things are already barely hanging on by a thread, but other items on this list might surprise you. Number 5, in the next 5 years, physical forms of payment will cease to exist. And by physical forms of payment, I not only mean currency, I mean physical credit cards. Currency, for all practical purposes, was eliminated as a form of payment for most Americans during COVID. Credit cards are eventually going to be phased out as well, and we'll all be forced to pay with Apple Pay or Google Pay or whatever digital payment app you have on your phone. Cash and credit cards are going to go the way of the check. Doesn't matter whether you like this trend or not, it's going to happen. Number 4, cable.
It's gonna happen. You see, and this is what's been the plan of the elite banking families for decades. The scriptures say they've done a diligent search. The heart is deep. Everything is being guided to the path of the MOTB, the Revelation, the 13th chapter, the RFID microchip. You see, and the prophets, starting with our elders and apostles, we've been warning you, telling you that these things are coming. You see, this is Ezekiel, and it's happening now, man. This is Ezekiel 33 and verse 30. It says, "Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from Yahweh. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their own covetousness, And Jake hear the word, they see the prophets, you know, they didn't heard the witness firsthand, whether it been on the highways or byways, or whether it been someone you personally know. But at the end of the day, they run from it. They go and do what they want to do. It says, "And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that have a pleasant voice and can play well on the instrument." Oh wow, this guy, he's nice with the scriptures. He's actually reading the scriptures. I like how you put them together. It sound good to their ears. It says, "For they hear thy words, but they do them not." And we've been warning Jake and telling Jake that this is the way of the world. This is what's coming, and this is the end goal. Right? It says, "And when this come to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them." And here it is. The vision is being made plain. As the scriptures say, at the end it shall speak. And this is if not one of the most important prophecies manifesting right now. And this guy, he's just making a video. You know, he's an Edomite from the looks of it. He's just making a video on what he of his predictions. But hey, these things are obvious. He said currency, and I mean, let me play this part again.
Number 5, in the next 5 years, physical forms of payment
will cease.
And by physical forms of payment, I not only mean currency, I mean physical credit cards. Currency, for all
he said, I don't mean just currency. He said all forms. Why? Because the elite, they want you to become the card. They want to put that RFID microchip in you, as it says in Revelation, the 13th chapter. So no man might buy nor sell, save he that had the mark. All right. And also so they can monitor you and be aware of what you're doing, what you're thinking, and what you're feeling. It's Revelation 13 and verse 16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for is the number of a man. That number is 666. And as we always go into, that word mark goes into charagma, a thing implanted, something that's going to physically break the skin. It's going to scratch the skin. After you go into charagma, it goes into, what is it? Damn it, I got to pull up right here. Forgive me. Charagma, Karax. It goes into Karax. That's on wax. It's Revelation 13 and verse 16. That word for charagma. Greek 5480. It says an imprinted mark, a stamp, a thing carved. So this is something physical. You go on the root of that is karax, a pail or stake, a palisade, which is the delivery system, a needle. You know, you look at a pail, something that you stick in the earth, it resembles a needle. It says through the idea of scratching. Then you go to the root of that, it says grapho, to write, with writing, with letters, with reference to the contents of the writing, to express in written characters, to fill with writing, to draw up. So this C-hip is going to go inside you so you can buy and sell, you know, have your medical information. Scriptures talk about the miracles. It says it's going to heal, you know, the people that are blind, people that have lost the ability to use certain limbs. This all deception, you know. And this is as the guy said in the video, this is the way of the world. Whether you like it or not, it's coming. And lately, the Apostle Tahar, he went in on Richard Werner, which is a renowned world economist that worked with the WEF for many years. You know, he was going in on how the Bank of England, I believe, he said even back in 2018, they already had it out that, hey, look, they want to put a chip inside you so you can put your money there so they can, you know, monitor you, you know, also. Because what you have right now, and they never do anything just flat out, just, you know, just going to push it upon the people. They have to gradually over time get you accustomed to using these new forms of payment. You know, it went from cash to cards, from cards to tap this, tap that. Now you can pay with your phone. You know, you don't even have to have a phone or wallet. It's like you don't have to have a wallet. You just use the wallet, the digital wallet that's on your phone. You could just place your phone on a card scanner. Soon is going to go to you placing your hand there. You know, the same said guy, Richard E. Warner, he went in on the different stages of the CBDC, the central bank digital currencies. And he said it's in 4 stages. The last stage is being verbatim. He said a grain of rice. You know, it's like a grain of rice piece of technology they want to put inside you. Revelation, the 13th chapter. And this guy is saying that, hey, within the next 5 years, which a lot of people don't even carry cash right now. You know, everything's tap, everything's cash app. Let me send you this. Let me Zelle you this. It's all getting you accustomed and lax so they can pull the rug from underneath you and drop you in the snare. But there's the word obsolete. It says obsolete describes something no longer in use, out of date, or replaced by newer or more efficient technology or fashions. It refers to items that no longer produce, supported, or functional, such as floppy disk, outdated disk use, or antiquated machinery. It says common uses examples. Rapid technology changes quickly makes older software systems obsolete. Let me see. It says synonyms of obsolete: old-fashioned, disused, archaic, extinct. And that's what they're doing to the dollar, the physical dollar. They already, I believe this year or the last quarter of last year, they stopped printing pennies, you know. And Trump, Nero 47, you know, one of the things when he was running, you know, to be in office, he said that he was opposing central bank digital currencies. He was opposing all of the tech. But now he's literally bringing all of these technocrats into his office, into his cabinets, because this is what's happening. This is Ezekiel 12 and verse 26. Again, the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say the vision that he seeth is of many days that come, and he prophesied of the times that are far off, right? And Jay has been in that mindset, oh, not in my lifetime. Shit, this is going to happen in my grandkids' lifetime, 100 years from now. No, the time is now. Look, they got AI robots. They got self-driving cars. They have AI planes. They have AI weapons. Here in Chicago, I had it pulled up right here. They're opening up a fully AI school. It says Alpha Schools, a private K through 8 school using AI for core instruction instead of teachers. So once again, loss of jobs. The scriptures tell you there'd be no work for Egypt. You know, these robots for commercial use and then for military use, right? This is the digital world that they're setting up right before your eyes. And this devil is moving fast, seeing that he has a short time. It says it's opening in Chicago's Lakeshore East, Southwater Street. It says in fall 2026, the school features a $55,000 annual tuition using adaptive software for 2 hours daily, with the rest of the day spent on hands-on workshops and projects. So, hey, now your children, they're going to go to a school where the old way, the obsolete, right? Old-fashioned way, you have teachers, you sit the kids down, you may have an iPad, you know, you get a projector, you know, that was a good day. Now they're telling you, like, look, we finna just put a screen in front of these niggas. These niggas finna learn from AI, Miss Susie. Soon, they're going to come out with some better technology where if you put it in your brain or in your hand, you could be one with AI. The fourth industrial revolution. Man merges with technology. The Internet of Things is now inside of you, right? They want to get everything on this grid. It says no traditional teachers. The school replaces traditional teachers with AI-powered software for core subjects, math, science, and reading, and adult guides who offer mentoring and emotional support. So a lot of teachers finna lose their job. It says students engage in about 2 hours of AI-led self-paced learning aimed at mastering subjects, followed by hands-on projects such as building robots. So they using AI to teach you to build them robots. Showing, look, this is the end, man. You know, you always grew up wondering about the future this, the future that. You know, you had some predictions on the Flintstones, but now we're actually living in it. We're at the time of the end and knowledge has increased. It says entrepreneurship or developing apps. It says expansion. Alpha already has campuses in Austin, New York, and Miami with plans to expand to other cities like Atlanta, Ralph, claiming faster learning speeds than traditional education. So this devil is moving fast, man. They're trying to set up this digital world, you know, and for you to be able to join this digital world, you're going to have to take the RFID microchip, which, as we read in the scriptures, if you take that, you're fucked. Same shall drink of the wrath. And this devil don't know it all, man. The Lord is coming with immortality. The Lord is going to come and heal us of our infirmities, you know, weaknesses in our bodies, disabilities. This devil is using left-handed witchcraft and sorcery. And there ain't no healing in that. It's Revelation 14 and verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, you bow down to a so-called white man. You know, you're tied with the so-called American dream. You believe in it, right? And you ultimately solidify that pledge with taking his RFID microchip, the mark, right? It says, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and should be tormented with fire and brimstones in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb. You're going to die when Yahushua returns. You're going to be burnt up in this nuclear fire. This is Ezekiel 12 and verse 28. Therefore say unto them, thus saith Yahweh power, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith Yahweh power. You see, so the word of the Lord is taking course here in the earth, man. and it ain't no putting off and ain't no running. This is what's coming. You see, and all these guys that's telling you, oh, it's the chip is not that, it's not that, everything that is so called not. Flee from them guys, man. Scripture says, the blind lead the blind, they both shall fall into a ditch. Here it is, people in the world clearly see what's coming, but these guys of the circumcision, they choose not to, or they speak against it. Folly, this 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And we see what this devil is doing. We see him slowly making the old way obsolete, and ushering in this new digital age, which will be the crown of this digital age is that RFID microchip, which shows us how close we are to the end. You see, so brothers, keep on standing strong in the Lord and continue doing what we're doing, because salvation is on the way. Lord willing, this was an edifying, uplifting lesson called Laim La. Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. The honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Salutations to all that I can push the word. True Savior with charity. Shalom, Brakatham, Kwame Yashwala, Babu Ball. Shalom.